Hey there guys, it's Lucy here from TheJollyFatElf. Welcome back to the last card for this week. Today I'm going to be using the Garden Girl set. I'm going to be using this really cute bunny, this little bird, and this fence. I completely forgot that we had another little bunny, and I want to make just like, this could be an Easter card, it could be just a cute little scene card. It's completely up to you, but I am going to be watercoloring today. So I'm going to be using Stays On ink. Now, Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry Stays On anymore, and I'm sure that's because you can basically find it anywhere, but our archival black ink will work as well, but archival takes a little bit longer to dry. Stays On dries almost immediately, and I don't want to have to pull out my heat gun because I don't really know where it is right now. So I promise all the videos next week will be, my room will be set up and everything will go a bit more smoothly. I can't promise that it'll go, you know, completely smoothly because it is me, but I will be stamping in Stays On. Again, you can use the black archival ink. You can use the basic gray archival if you wanted to. Just something that's waterproof because I'm going to be watercoloring. If you do this, you may want to watercolor too. So I'm going to be using pencils today. Oh, I forgot to grab a brown. So I'm going to be using the Pacific Point, the gray, and then of course the Early Espresso. So I have my water brush. I'm not going to be using my Wink of Stella today because I don't necessarily want this to be shimmery, although I may add some shimmer to it. And I may pull in some other stamps from this set, but I definitely want the bunny, the fence, and the bird. So today is going to be a journey in perspective. I've showed this to you guys before with this particular stamp set, but I'm going to do it again. I want to create a mask because I want the bunny to be in the front. So when you're creating a scene, you want whatever is going to be in the front to be stamped first. And I'm just cutting a piece of sticker paper because that's what I'm going to use for my mask because I don't have any masking paper. Could also use a post-it note, the sticky end of a post-it note. So since I want the bunny in front, the bunny is going to be stamped first. And again, I'm going to be using my Stays On ink, and then I'm going to cut this out. Now, if you had like the Brother Scan and Cut, or if you have, I just got that all over my nail. Which is now all over my fingers. If you have like the Brother Scan and Cut, or if you have a stamp set that already has dies, you can use that. The one thing to remember is that you don't want to use a die that has like a white border around it, because then you're going to have a white halo around your object. So I'm just going to stamp Mr. Bunny on this piece of paper, and I'm going to cut him out. Now, I'm going to have this in front of my face to do that, so I'm going to fast forward through this part. So in this design process, I haven't really gone much further than the scene in my brain. And this is sometimes how I design and why I call it design on the fly. It's rare, unless I'm doing something 3D, because I don't do those very well. It's rare that I make something ahead, set down, and then refilm it. So when I design on the fly like this, I know in my brain that I want a little scene with the fence, the bunny, and the bird, but I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna die cut it, or if I'm gonna just trim it out with my trimmer, or, you know, if it's gonna have a layer, or is it, you know, I don't know anything beyond what I want to stamp in color. So with that in mind, I'm gonna move my scene up just a little bit. That way, if I do decide to die cut it, then I have room to have a die and then have a border around. So, but first things first, let's stamp our cute little bunny rabbit. Mr. Bun Bun. He's so cute. So, and I'm going to try to keep my scene kind of over to the left of my paper. This is the smooth side of a piece of watercolor paper, just because I don't want to waste the entire thing if I can have room, you know, to have a little bit of leftover. So I'm going to go ahead and take the backer sheet off this, maybe, hopefully. Oh my word. So I'm thinking next week's theme will be a critter week. You guys let me know in the comments if that's something you would be interested in. I did cut inside just a little tiny bit. hear Roxy moving around. No, a lot of you guys love her. Me too. Okay, just like that. So I'm gonna bring in the fence, and I'll probably add some grass with a green pencil. So I want him just a little bit in front of the fence. Oh, you guys can't even see that. I'm sorry. Just like that. And then we'll do the little bird. Like he's saying, hi friend. Hello, friend. I want his feet to be on that. Oh, I did it. How's that even possible? Okay, I'm gonna zoom my camera in just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the sticker. And that's where the magic happens. Now he is in front of the fence. So I'm gonna start by coloring the bunny. Which one am I gonna color first? Let me do the fence, and then I'll do the bird, and then I will do the bunny. So I'm gonna start with my early espresso pencil, and I'm just gonna add some color. Now I am not an avid watercolor pencil person, so this isn't necessarily an instructional video, but I do enjoy coloring like I think a lot of us do. So I'm just adding a little bit of color. I'm adding a little bit of brown, and then I'm gonna go in and add a little bit of gray on my second coat because that will bring in a little bit more of the rustic element to make this look like it's a fence that's been out in the pasture for a little bit, not just, you know, brand new fence. So, oops, I didn't put that back correctly. Do that before I forget. I grew up in the country with a pasture and a fence, so although ours was barbed wire by then. I'm gonna go ahead and add some water to this. And I don't want it soaking wet, but I do want it wet enough to add some color. Making sure you guys are in frame. So I'm gonna add just a light wash to begin with. That way it'll have a chance to dry. Again, I won't be hitting this with my heat tool because I don't know where it is. Actually, that's not the truth. I know where it is, but getting to it and getting it plugged up in this video is probably not gonna happen, and that's okay. So, and I'm just gonna rub off on my mat here. Go ahead, add some color to the bird. Just gonna do a light wash of color. And we'll come back and we can add shading if you want to, or you can deepen the color. You can always add more color, but it's a little difficult to take it away. You can use like a not a washcloth, paper towel if you want to, or like a baby wipe or something like a dried one, to remove color if you've added too much water. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a darker gray where he would be a little bit more shadowed, and I need to sharpen my pencils. Put it on the list. Is anybody keeping a list for me? Did anyone be my virtual assistant out there? Anyone? Kidding. I'm gonna keep his belly mostly white. And you could also color with regular colored pencils and use like some odorless mineral spirits or Gemsol to smooth it out with a blending stump. I don't have that. I've been meaning to get some, but I don't have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some gray to my fence, and I'm just gonna go over the lines in the fence. And I'm not adding like a whole bunch of color. Oh no, colored over his ear. Ugh. But I just want a bit of gray. And you can tell that that gives it a bit of a weathered appearance. Just like that. What do you think? I like it. So let's add a bit more blue to the bird. So I'm gonna add a bit more there. I want to smooth out this bird a little bit, but the paper is starting to peel because I've added so much water. So I'm going to give it a minute or two and then I'll come back to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a bit more color to the bunny. Just like that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my Bermuda Bay and my Old Olive. I'm gonna add some Old Olive just to kind of help us look like we're on some grass or that our bunny isn't just floating in air. And then we'll do a light wash of Bermuda Bay to kind of signal sky with some clouds. Just like that. add some water to the sky. And you can see just by scribbling on color in a few places that you can get the look of like a cloudy or partly cloudy, windy day. And then I'm gonna try to smooth out the bird. One. Last time. Now my coloring wasn't perfect, and that's okay, but if you want to fix it, you can use your Uniball Signal White gel pen, especially if your watercolor paper is already white. And I'm just going to go around and so just like that. So I'm gonna add a little bit of color to his ears using a pink marker. I'm gonna let him dry, and then when I come back, we will make the... Okay guys, I am back. I've done a couple of things while you've been away. So I have a crumb cake card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. I have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch inside card panel. I cut a piece of this in Color Designer Series paper. This is the powder pink to 4 by 5 1/4. Then I have this piece of the Tutti Frutti that measures 4 by 5.5. No, it doesn't. 2 by 5.5 because I wanted this to go all the way across my card. I brought in some of the finely woven powder pink ribbon. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add ribbon or not. Then I used the largest scallop oval, or next to largest scallop oval, to cut a piece of crumb cake. And then I used the largest stitched oval to cut out my little scene. So I didn't use all of it, but I used a pretty good chunk of it. So I really like it. I am gonna do something, oh, I may regret it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I want to darken up some of the lines I lost on my little birds. I'm gonna take a Sharpie pen. I'm just gonna add a little bit. I'm just gonna follow the lines. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna adhere this with glue. Come on, glue. You can do it. I've already cleaned this out twice. It's just about empty. This reminds me of like a little storybook, like a little scene in a storybook. So I am all about that. So just like that. Sorry if you guys didn't see any of that. I will get used to this at some point. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Snail because I'm a little impatient. I do have another glue up that I need to open, but we'll do Snail for now. If this comes up, I can always glue it back down. It's been a while since I've used crumb cake as a card base. So, sorry guys, my bracelet is out of control. Now, do I want this to go all the way across, or do I not want this to go all the way across? I didn't cut that down. Hello, I do want it to go all the way across. So I'm gonna cut this down to 5.5. I thought I did. I did not. this down. Oops. I love this damask pattern. So pretty. I loved it in the blue paper last occasions catalog. That paper was so pretty. I loved it. I'm gonna go ahead and add ribbon. Again, I'm gonna fast forward through this. You guys have seen me do this ad nauseum 400,000 million times. And if you're new here and you haven't, then check out yesterday's video where I showed it. I'm gonna use Fast Fuse to adhere it again because I want it flatter. The trick is to push down once you get started. Push down and then check mark, just like that. But it's extreme, so you have to love where you have it. And for me, I'm taking my life in my own hands. I'm gonna put this over to the side using dimensionals. Jaw. So this is the first week of cards in a little bit that wasn't like, it wasn't a theme. It was just random cards and I kind of liked it. But like I mentioned, I do want to get back to hopefully doing a theme next week. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing some critter cards or if you would rather see floral. I mean, I'll do all sorts of sentiments, but like critter cards, critter themes. All right, I'm gonna add a bow, and do I want to, I never do this, but maybe I want to try it. Let's see, I'm gonna cut off a pretty good length because I want a side bow. It's actually pretty cute. Look at that. Cute, cute. I'm gonna go ahead and add a glue dot behind that bow so it doesn't go anywhere. And I think that's it, guys. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of watercoloring, something that I would love to do more on this channel. I really do love the color. You will be seeing more of the blends as soon as I get them unpacked. So again, let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to for next week. Would you rather see critters? Do you want to see floral? Do you want to see, I don't know. Just leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to follow the link in the description box down below. If you're on mobile, click the arrow. If you're on a regular desktop, laptop, click show me more. And you'll find the link to the coordinating blog post where you can see up close pictures and print the recipe, as well as see my specials for March and the supply list, which is also in the description box down below. Don't forget that if you're interested in getting those 4 free projects for the birthday kit class, that you get that purchased as soon as you can. And I will see you guys probably this weekend for playing with me. And if not, next week for sure for some new cards. Don't forget to check out my D-Stash, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye for now.